Hello, I am back again, not explaining things with my piano, instead with some colourful blocks because visual learners. Today I'm going to be explaining intervals because last video I was explaining chords and I was using words such as third and fifth, and I thought, people might not know what this means. So what is an interval? In essence, an interval is just the distance between two pitches. So back to our 12 beautiful notes here, the 12 notes of the Western musical system. Again, only one musical system. If you're interested, I highly encourage you to research other ones because that could expand your musical palette. I don't know. I've been playing this game for so long and is that a new feature? The cows always have the little horn things? Am I crazy? I don't know. But let's talk music. All these notes are of equal distance apart. The thing about intervals is there is another word, phrase, term that we have to throw in, which is a little confusing, and this is something I still find confusing, which is scale degree. An interval is a distance between notes, and a scale degree is a distance between notes in reference to whatever scale you are in. Let me explain. All these notes have a different name for the distance they are from your root note. And that changes depending on what your root note is. Speaking in terms of intervals, so saying that A is our first note, the distance from A to B flat is what we call a minor second. It has this kind of like darker tonality to it. And the distance from A to B is called a major second. So these are both seconds because they're the second note away, right? But they sound slightly different. So this one has a slightly minor sound, so it's the minor second, and this one sounds more major, so it's the major second. Speaking in terms of intervals, any two notes that are right next to each other, so jumping up one semitone from one note, that would be called going to the minor second. So if I was to go randomly to the E, and I went up to the F, that's still a minor second. That's going up a minor second. And then we've got A. We went to this note, went up two semitones. This is our major second. Again, this is the kind of thing, the names, is kind of the thing you have to learn. Now, so we've got our minor second, our major second. Now we're hopping up to our third. We've got right here, if we were going to go from our A up 1, 2, 3 semitones, this is what we call a minor third. You might remember from if you watched the video about the major chord and the minor chord. When we play a minor chord, we start on our root note and then we go 1, 2, 3 semitones. We play this one and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 to play the fifth. And that's your minor chord. In a minor chord, you use your minor third, which is 3 semitones away from whatever your starting note is. Why is it a minor third? It is a slightly darker tonality than if you were to play the next note, which is the major third, which features in your major chord. Starting on A. If you're starting on A, you count up 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to your next note, and then 1, 2, 3 to your fifth. If you would like to know a little bit more about the chords, I have made a video on it. So this is your major third. In relation to this starting note, the distance between these two notes, 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones, is what we call a major third. The distance between these two notes, the interval, is 1, 2, 3 semitones, so that's a minor third. The distance between the interval of these two notes, 1, 2 semitones, major second, and then here, just 1 semitone, minor second. Now, we're going up to the next note, which is the fourth. Ironically, 5 semitones up from whatever our starting note is. Why is it called the perfect fourth? That could be another video, but it sounds pretty nice. That's all I'll say. It sounds pretty juicy. It sounds pretty clean, cute. That's our fourth, which in this case, in relation to the A as our starting note, that is A, D. 5 semitones up, the interval between A and D is a fourth. Next is my favorite interval, the flat fifth. You might also know this as the devil's tone. It sounds pretty cool. It's 6 semitones up from whatever your starting note is. In this case, it is your E flat, G or A. It clashes a lot of dissonance, which is another video I can make. But it doesn't sound so nice. It doesn't sound like your nice major pop music. It sounds a little bit tense. And that's why it's really cool. It's the furthest possible amount of semitones away you can be from your starting note, which is why it sounds so funkalicious. But moving from this, whatever this devious, rebellious note is here, you're going to your perfect fifth, which in this case is your E. And this sounds very nice. These two notes work really well together, and that's why they're called the perfect fifth, you know? Next, we've got a minor sixth. This distance now with 8 semitones away. This is your minor sixth. Honestly, not in my opinion, not so much special about these 6 notes, but if you're gonna get A, go up 8 semitones, you land on your F. That's called a minus. The interval between these 2 notes is a minor 6. Jump up 1 more semitone, you're going 9 semitones apart. The interval between A and G flat is a major 6. Same as if you jump up 1, so you're 10 semitones away. So we're going up 10 semitones now. Your distance from your A to your G, this interval is called a minor 7. And then if you're going to go up to 1 more semitone, so just 1 away, going up a full 11 semitones away from your root note, almost getting right back to where you started, this is your major 7th. Those words and names I've just used, that is something you're going to have to learn the names of, and also the distance between. But for casual people who just want to know what the term interval means, interval is just the distance between 2 notes. Now, what is a scale degree? A scale degree is like an interval, but always in reference to your root note. We've always got this. This A is diminished, right? So before, when I was talking in intervals, I had A here, and I was, okay, going up to here, that's a major 2nd. And if I was going from here, my B in this case, to here, 1, 2, 3, that's a minor 3rd, you know? No reference to the A. No one gives a crap about the A because we're just looking at these 2 notes, you know? However, in terms of scale degrees, you are always referencing your scale. You're always the root of your scale. Generally, the scale you play is often the same as your key, so that if I'm playing in a key of A major, I'm probably playing an A major chord. Not always, but often. So let's say we're talking in terms of A major. We've got our A major chord. So I look at this, and I'm like, yes, I've got da and da. This note, a major 2nd away from our very, very special A. And then if I was to add this note up here, we're not referencing we don't care about how far the B and this beautiful, lovely E are away from each other. No. We care about how far the E and the A are away from each other. And the E and A are 5th apart. Yeah? So it's like saying, instead of focusing on these 2 notes, we're always going to reference the A. We're always going to reference our lovely little queen. So what I was saying about like the semitones, it is one of those things where you kind of have to, if you want to like be able to know the names, you do have to kind of memorize the names of things. So, but once you do, this can be applied to, again, any single note. So starting on C, for example. I'm going to play a note here. That is let me count the semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's 6 semitones apart? Minor 2nd, major 2nd, minor 3rd, major 3rd, 4. It's a tritone! It's the flat 5th, my favorite. Wonderful. And so if you just memorize those kind of things, like how many semitones each, and the name of what the distance of each interval is, you're cooking, bro. You're cooking. And then a scale degree is always in reference to the scale. So what's a practical use of this? I was in my jazz band today. Yes, that's right. I play jazz music. This is a bit of an anecdote. You ready for the anecdote section of the video? So, I was playing the song Bernie's Tune, which is this lovely little jazz song. And there's a section of this song in which I play these two notes. I play a B flat, and then I play a G. Let's count the semitones. My minor second, major second, minor third, major third, fourth, fifth, fifth, sixth, major sixth. Okay, so the distance between the B flat and the G is a major sixth. I was playing the B flat and then I was playing the G on my lovely little bass guitar. Then my instructor, let's call him Kevin. Kevin said, Kevin feels good. So Kevin said to me, instead, can you play the flat fifth? My head instantly went to scale degrees. Silly me. Silly me. So I was like, okay, I got this. So I'll go minor third, major third, minor second, major second, fourth, flat fifth. Okay. So I'll play the E. And he was like, no, what are you doing? And I was like, I said, I'm playing the flat fifth. I'm going up minor second, major second, minor third, major third, fourth, flat fifth. He said, no. You're thinking scale degrees. I'm talking about intervals. See, scale degrees, you are anchored always off your bass note. Your key note, which in this case was a B flat. But he said interval. What he wanted me to do was count from the note I was supposed to be playing. I was substituting in from what the note I was playing. So he said substitute the interval flat fifth. So what he wanted me to do was take the note I was supposed to play, the G, and then go up and then do the flat fifth interval, not the scale degree, the interval. So go up 1, the minor second, 2, major second, 3, minor third, 4, major third, 5, fourth, fifth, 6, the flat fifth. So he, instead of playing an E, he actually wanted me to play a D flat. And I didn't know that because I was thinking in scale degrees rather than intervals. Now, I don't think this was as good. I don't think this was a great explanation of intervals and scale degrees. I'm sure there are much better explanations out there. This one, I was actually somewhat learning alongside you. And although it may not seem like it from my explanation skills, but I have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. And I hope that maybe you do too. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you have a wonderful day and understand music a little bit more. Until next time, bye.